Have you ever walked into a place you've never seen before, and yet something inside you whispered, "You remember this"? Not with your mind, not with logic, but with something older, something buried beneath thought itself. Maybe it happened at night, when the world was silent and your thoughts became louder than the stars. Or maybe it happened in the middle of an ordinary day, when reality suddenly felt thin, like a veil about to tear. A voice, a dream, a strange feeling that this life is only an echo of something forgotten. And what if that feeling isn't random? What if the mind is not a straight hallway, but a labyrinth, an ancient maze filled with hidden doors, sleeping memories, and echoes of the self you abandoned long ago? Tonight, we walk through that labyrinth together. And if you found this video at this exact moment, perhaps it means the echo has already begun calling your name. The ancient Greeks believed the labyrinth was more than stone corridors. To them, it was a symbol of the human mind itself. Twisting, endless, beautiful, and terrifying. At the center of the myth stood the Minotaur, a creature hidden in darkness, half beast, half man. But here is the strange part most people forget. The Minotaur was never just a monster. It was fear, regret, shame, the parts of ourselves we lock away so deeply that even we forget they exist. And yet they remain there, waiting. Modern psychology says something remarkably similar. Carl Jung called it the shadow self, the hidden unconscious mind containing everything we refuse to face. Your anger, your loneliness, your secret desires, the memories your mind quietly pushed into darkness so you could survive. But forgotten does not mean gone. The mind remembers everything. Every heartbreak, every humiliation, every moment you pretended to be okay when you were silently breaking inside. And sometimes, late at night, those memories return as echoes. That sudden sadness you cannot explain. That dream that feels more real than waking life. That strange sensation that someone is calling you from another room, only to discover nobody is there. The ancients believed echoes were messages from another realm. Modern science calls them fragments of unresolved memory. But what if both are true? Because deep within the labyrinth of the mind, there is one hidden chamber almost nobody dares to enter. And inside that chamber lies the forgotten echo. The question is, why does it keep calling to you? We'll answer that soon. But first, you must understand how the labyrinth was built. From the moment you entered this world, the maze began forming. Every experience became another corridor. As children, we move through life openly. We cry without shame. We love without fear. We trust the universe completely. But slowly, the world teaches us to hide. Don't be too emotional. Don't be weak. Don't dream so much. Be realistic. And so the walls rise. Room by room, we bury pieces of ourselves. The child who believed in wonder. The artist. The dreamer. The fearless soul who once stared at the stars and felt infinite. This is why adulthood often feels strangely empty. Not because we lost happiness, but because we lost connection to ourselves. The Stoic philosophers warned about this thousands of years ago. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Think about that. If your mind is constantly flooded with noise, fear, distraction, and comparison, then the labyrinth grows darker. And today's world was designed to keep the corridors crowded. Constant notifications, constant stimulation, constant pressure to become someone else. Silence has become rare. And yet silence is the only place where the forgotten echo can truly be heard. That is why so many people fear being alone. Because in silence, the walls begin whispering. But here is the paradox. The very thing you avoid may be the doorway to freedom. Psychologists call this the paradox of suppression. The harder you try not to think about something, the stronger it becomes. Ignore grief, it deepens. Bury fear, it grows roots. Reject the shadow, and it silently controls your life from beneath the surface. The labyrinth feeds on avoidance. But something extraordinary happens the moment you stop running. The maze begins changing. Ancient initiates understood this. Before entering sacred temples, they would spend days in darkness and silence. Not as punishment, but because darkness reveals what light distracts you from. And perhaps that is why you are here tonight. Maybe your soul is exhausted from running through endless corridors. Maybe part of you is ready to stop, ready to listen. Because the forgotten echo is not your enemy. It is the abandoned voice of your deeper self. The part of you that still remembers who you were before the world told you who to become. But there is still one final truth hidden at the center of the labyrinth. And once you understand it, you may never see your mind the same way again. Here is the secret hidden within nearly every ancient myth. The hero never escapes the labyrinth by fighting harder. They escape by becoming conscious. Think about Theseus. People remember the sword, but the true key was the thread. A simple thread guiding him back through darkness. Awareness, presence, memory. In modern psychology, healing works the same way. You do not destroy the shadow. You integrate it. You do not silence the echo. You understand it. Because the forgotten echo is actually carrying a message. A message from the deepest parts of your mind saying, "Come back. Come back to stillness. Come back to truth. Come back to the self buried beneath performance and survival." And this is why certain moments feel almost supernatural. A song that suddenly makes you cry. A dream that lingers for days. A stranger who feels strangely familiar. A quiet night where the moonlight feels alive. These moments are not interruptions. They are thresholds. Tiny cracks in the maze where your deeper consciousness shines through. The ancient mystics believed every human being carries two selves. The outer self is shaped by the world, and the eternal self, untouched by time. Perhaps the echo you've been hearing your entire life is the eternal self trying to guide you home. Not to another place, but to yourself. And maybe peace was never about becoming someone new. Maybe peace begins the moment you stop abandoning who you already are. The labyrinth was never a prison. It was a path, and the echo was never haunting you. It was awakening you. So tonight, before sleep finds you, take one slow breath and allow the noise of the world to drift farther away. You are not lost. Even if the corridors feel endless, even if the darkness feels heavy, there's still a quiet light within you. A light older than fear, older than regret, older than every wound you carry. You are here because your soul was ready for this message. Not by accident, not by coincidence, but by resonance. And wherever you are tonight, may your mind grow peaceful. May your spirit grow lighter. May the forgotten parts of you return gently, without fear. May your dreams become doors instead of prisons. And may the echo within you no longer sound distant, but finally feel like home. If this story felt like home, join our circle. Subscribe to Elythis Stories, and let's walk through the mist together. And before you leave tonight, comment, "I am ready." Because sometimes the smallest declaration becomes the first step out of the labyrinth. Until next time, sleep deeply, dream wisely, and listen closely to the echoes